Season 3 began with a £300 million revolution at Liverpool, where it was out with the old and in with the new, and up and down starts in the Premier League though showed this team still have a lot of work to do. Let's start with the positive though. After the departure of the experienced Andrew Robertson, the arrival of the new £48 million left-back Miguel Gutierrez at 25 years of age is proving to be an inspired signing, already displacing the likes of Melvin Bard at the back and already showing that he's got the potential to play at the highest level after securing some much-needed Premier League football at Brighton. After a shaky start in his opening game against Chelsea, Takefusa Kubo came alive against that very team Brighton in their very next game, getting an assist and putting in a fabulous performance. The same unfortunately can't be said though of the 6'1", 23-year-old Frenchman Bradley Barcola, really struggling to get involved in both games and really not showing that all-important something special that he seemingly has in his locker. And now with Anthony Gordon back to full fitness and of course one of my former main men, Diogo Jota, surely wondering why he's now lost his place in the starting 11. The young Frenchman's going to have to step up his performances, and he's going to have to step them up quick if he wants to remain in my starting 11. One man though who was an unlikely ever present in my starting 11 was this man James Ward-Prowse at the back end of last season, only joining in January. He absolutely lit up the Premier League, but so far he's really not done the same thing this season. After a poor opening day performance against Chelsea, he was ousted by Dominic Szoboszlai ahead of our game against Brighton, and with us beating them 3-0 and getting back to winning ways, perhaps there's still a question mark over who's going to be the long-term partner for this man Alexis McAllister. Do the likes of Curtis Jones and Ryan Gravenberch deserve more of an opportunity? Or do I need to do something that I promised to do at the very beginning of this career mode that I haven't quite fulfilled yet? And that is to give some youth players the chance here at Liverpool Football Club. But as you can see, the amount of youth players and the quality of youth players that I've got at my disposal at the moment is totally through the floor. And so of course that is why I've decided to send one of my top scouts out just around England to see whether or not they can try and scout out the very next Steven Gerrard. We've got a couple of months until they're going to come back to me with a proper report. So in the meantime, let's get straight back into the football. Starting off with a 2-0 victory against Leeds, with Barcola finally getting his first goal in a Liverpool shirt, and following that up with a 4-1 thumping of Liverpool with Takefusa Kubo getting 2. And so with Europe's biggest cup competition finally now starting to kick off, we are going to kick off our very first game of the episode hoping to right the wrongs of our Champions League campaigns over the course of the last couple of seasons, because that is right, we're back at Anfield, we're facing off against Club Brugge in our very first Champions League game of Season 3. And it's changes galore in the starting 11, that's right. Mamardashvili starts in goal, Bradley, Kwanzaa, Murillo and Bird at the back. It's Jones and Gravenberch in the centre, Kubo and Barcola, due to their fine form, keep their places with Jota and Nunez up front. So here we go then, the start of another Champions League campaign here at Liverpool Football Club. We're going to hope to try and see if we can do a little bit better than we did over the course of the last two, as Darwin Nunez looking to start us off in good fashion. Oh my goodness, he started this off in absolutely sensational fashion. A wonder strike from the edge of the box, and Darwin Nunez, with about 3.5 minutes on the clock, has powered us into a 1-0 lead here at Anfield. Absolutely wonderful. Well, my goodness, Darwin Nunez got himself into the starting 11 at the back end of last season, and I gave Cody Gakpo at the beginning of this season another chance as he developed a good relationship with Victor Boniface. But with starts like that, my goodness, Darwin Nunez is knocking on the door once again. Down the right hand side to Skovolson, the young man switches into the middle, goes to Djik, and he turns it around, trying to get away from the defenders, does get away into the path of the striker, but Conor Bradley's there. It was an overhead kick in the end, went well wide. Melvin Baird. Oh, that's a nice ball into Jones, and Jones took that one really well, and Barcola plays it over the top into Diogo Jota, who heads it down. He's looking for the run of Darwin Nunez. Diogo Jota plays it across but gets a corner. Going to be Kubo who's going to be the man to take the corner, of course, in the absence of James Ward-Prowse, who's not in the starting 11. We've got someone else to take them. It's cleared away, headed away by one of the defenders, I think it was, as the goalkeeper was stretching. The goalkeeper arguably was beaten, but the centre-back was not. It's now going to be punted back into the box by Kubo once again. This time over to Kwanzaa with his head, just wide. Mignolet, a former Liverpool man, in between the sticks for Club Brugge, who hacks that one away. Easy in the end though for Conor Bradley to defend, and Kwanzaa plays a nice ball into that man Jota, who's come very deep to try and collect here. Jota plays it through into Darwin Nunez. Darwin Nunez skips away from one, skips away from two, and finds his second. Wonderful combination play between Diogo Jota and Darwin Nunez, and the big man up front has got his second of the game. Well, the former Liverpool goalkeeper Mignolet has been beaten once again, and this time it's with another fine strike. It's with his left, but it does not make any difference because he smashes it into the right hand side, and Liverpool lead 2-0. Gravenberch Darwin Núñez once again looking for an early hat-trick here, but instead he's going to play it out to the right-hand side to tackle for Kubo, who tries to drive to the edge of the box here. Realises he's not going to get past the defender, so instead switches it on his left, and he's going in alone here, going all by himself. Looks for the audacious strike. The keeper's forced into a save. Gravenberch. Curtis Jones once again, a man who figured for me a little bit in the back end of last season, looking to try and see if he can force his way into the starting 11. The idea was there, but unfortunately the execution was not with that ball. Oh, that's a sensational ball over to the right-hand side to Skov, who took it down and has managed to find a way past Melvin Bard. That is beautiful play, switching it from one side of the pitch to the other. Has the attack and the momentum of the attack just run dry, though, as they've got nowhere to go. They forced the goalkeeper into a save. Mahmoud Ashmeli made a bit of a meal of it, it must be said, as the referee decides to blow for half-time. So the second half begins. A nice cushioned 2-0 lead we've got here in the Champions League, but as everyone knows who's been watching the last 2 seasons, we have been shaky in Europe's elite here, and we've just got to make sure that that poor form in the Champions League doesn't continue to find its way here in Season 3. Bonza. Nice ball into Jota, who's come very deep. Curtis Jones can't find a way back to him, though, and he's given it away in a dangerous spot here. It's blocked off by the defender. It falls kindly, though, back to the goalkeeper. And in the end, he can't do enough to block the second attempt. And Club Brugge have got themselves back on track here. They've got a foot back into this game. It fell into the path of the striker. The keeper did enough to try and save the first strike, but he wasn't quick enough to the second. And Club Brugge have clawed themselves back into this tie. It's 2-1. Well, I'm giving Curtis Jones opportunities here, and with passes like that, giving the ball away in such dangerous positions, he's not doing his cause any favours whatsoever. Once again, we've gone and given the ball away, and this is a real shaky start here in the second half. We just can't seem to shake the demons of the Champions League here in this career mode so far. Attacked clear. Kwanzaa surely will win the head. He does win the head. Gives it to Ryan Gravenberch. He brings it forward into Darwin Núñez, who's desperately looking for his hat-trick. Tries to play it out to Kubo, who's offside. Gravenberch down the line into Darwin Núñez. Tries to float it over to Kubo on the right-hand side. Does a good enough job of doing so. And now the young man manages to have the pace to get away from the defender. Cuts it back into Darwin Núñez, who is looking to try and strike lucky for his hat-trick. Into Vanaken. Vanaken tries to get away from James Ward-Prowse on as a substitute, but the Englishman manages to win the ball back from him, but didn't manage to win the second 50-50. And Club Brugge pick it up once again. Forward they go. They've really upped their levels here in the second half. That's a really nice ball, but this time Kwanzaa comes across. We've got 7 minutes to hold on here. It's Jota. Jota around the corner into Anthony Gordon, another substitute who's come on the pitch. And the Englishman now has space here into the left-hand side. He goes all the way into the penalty area. The defender just stopped. What on earth is he doing? But still Anthony Gordon can't take advantage. He strikes straight at the goalkeeper, and Club Brugge clear it again. Murillo, the centre-back, wins it again. Darwin Núñez back out, hopefully to the right-hand side. Yes, it does to Kubo. Kubo with the 1-2. Back into Darwin Núñez on the edge of the box. He's got glory in his eyes. And in the end, he just drags his shot wide, though. Fortunately enough, though, the Liverpool fans celebrate because they know just how important it is to get off to a winning start here in the Champions League. We rode our luck at times here in the second half, but we just about managed to drag ourselves through. We pick up our first victory of the European campaign. Darwin Núñez gets 2. We finish 2-1. Well, Darwin Núñez, despite not even featuring in the Premier League so far in this campaign, has 3 goals in 4 appearances. But actually, looking at his individual stats, it looks like it's actually counting 3 friendly games that he played with at the beginning of the season, and 1 goal he scored in them. I don't know whether or not this is a new thing for FC 25, because it looks like it's doing the same thing with Alexis McAllister. He's got 3 goals in all competitions, but 2 of those came in friendlies. Did they used to do this on old FIFA games? I'm not quite sure. They used to count friendly games in the appearances and the stats that you've got. If they do now, if this is a new thing, to be honest with you, it's kind of quite annoying. Let me know down below in the comments if you think this is a new thing as well. Back to the performances though, and this man, Anthony Gordon, continues to struggle. Yes, he was brought in for a big fee. Yes, it is a big step up to one of the biggest teams in world football, but he's been here long enough now. He should be settled and he should be putting in better performances. Yes, he did just come off the back of a 3-month broken toe injury, but once again, with the goal at his mercy in the Champions League, a real lack of confidence. And of course now with Bradley Barcola joining the club and totally usurping him on that side of midfield, the Englishman has got a really big job to do if he wants to try and get back in the starting 11. Otherwise, come January, it may well be time to call an end to his Liverpool career. Moving swiftly on though, it's time to get back to the Premier League, and we are getting back with a bang because as you can see, not only are we heading back to Anfield, but we're going to be facing off against Andy Robertson and his new club Arsenal in our very next game. And there are a couple of changes to my usual strongest starting 11. As you can see, Murillo comes in with Tomori suffering from a little bit of fatigue, and with Victor Boniface suffering suffering from fatigue, it also then allows me to bring back in Darwin Núñez into the starting 11. A big tie here. The sun is out. The fans are out in full voice. And this is a really good opportunity for us to put a marker back down here. We struggled against Chelsea, another top 6 club earlier on in the season. We've got to make sure that we don't suffer the same fate here against Arsenal. Into Vlahovic. Jan Neves gets it back. That's a nice pass from Bruno Guimaraes out to Saka. Lazari on the right-hand side. He's being hassled by Barcola. Barcola trying to win the ball back. Doesn't win the ball back. In the end, though, gives it to Saka, who's offside. Dominic Szoboszlai weaving away from one challenge, weaving away from two, and finds a neat little ball into Darwin Núñez, who's coming deep, trying to replace that role that Victor Boniface plays for us so well. Bradley Barcola, though, down the left-hand side, cuts it back into that man, Darwin Núñez, full of confidence, shapes up to strike on his right, bundled off of it, though, by the defender. Well, my players are going to get significantly less time and space on the ball than they did against Club Brugge. The levels have gone up here in the Premier League, and Arsenal already playing some fine one-touch football here. The pace of the game is absolutely electric as Arsenal bring it down the right-hand side into Lazari. Lazari goes past Gutierrez, plays a nice ball into Vlahovic. The big man up front takes on the strike, forces Alisson into a save. Well, for those of you who will remember, Vlahovic scored an absolute wonder goal against us in the last game. We played against Arsenal and he's gone and done it again because we've given the ball away yet again in a dangerous position, and the big man up front, the number 10 for Arsenal, has capitalised once again. This time it was handed to him on a plate, and from the edge of the box he just curled it round Alisson, and he celebrates wildly as Arsenal take the lead 24 minutes in. Well, once again, we've only got ourselves to blame here. We're really poor defensively so far this season. We're making so many silly mistakes that are totally unwarranted. I just don't understand what's going on. Hernandez out to Martinelli on the left. Bradley, though, wins the ball well, and now the right back can try and see if he can feed a ball forward here. He's looking for Cody Gakpo. He finds the big Dutchman, and the Dutchman now streaking down the right-hand side, looking to play it across into Darwin Núñez, who looks to get his head on it. Good defending, though. Now Neves for Arsenal into that man Vlahovic. He's a nightmare for me every single time he plays. He seems to put in a good performance. Jan Neves, though, out to Saka, who this time has kept himself onside, going one-on-one with Murillo. The former Nottingham Forest man does enough to hold him up. Jan Neves has it once again, though. Goes past one, gives it into that man Vlahovic. This time Konate makes up for his earlier mistake and puts in a good challenge. It's Szoboszlai, though, who picks it up. End-to-end stuff here at Anfield. Cody Gakpo turns around. It was Kubo who just managed to get himself back on side here as we delayed the ball across to him. Takefusa Kubo, though, on his left, turning, weaving, finds a ball back into Cody Gakpo, into the box. The big Dutchman goes, lines up the strike. It falls to Darwin Núñez. It's off the post, and Arsenal just about clear their lines. Well, right on the stroke of half-time, that was the best chance of the game, but it was a chance that we just could not take advantage of, and frustratingly for us at the beginning of the second half, it remains 1-0 Arsenal. Konate, who's under pressure, though, feeds it into Alexis McAllister. We've done a good job of wriggling away from that pressure, and now Kubo has time and space to try and see if he can find a run into the box, and into the box he goes, looking for the cutback, finds the cutback into Darwin Núñez, forces the keeper into an early save here in the second half. Bruno Guimaraes out to Saka on the right-hand side. Saka tries to go past Gutierrez, but the left back held firm, but now lovely one-touch pass in between him and Vlahovic means that they've managed to feed their way into the box, and Vlahovic capitalises on another defensive mistake, and the celebrations begin yet again for the away side. They've doubled their lead, and once again we've only got ourselves to blame. We did enough to get the ball back, but yet again Konate is at fault. He gave the ball away, and you cannot give the ball away to a man of that quality. He will make you pay, just like he's done for the second time this game. Arsenal lead 2-0. Kubo looks for Gakpo. I tried to make some substitutions, but those substitutions were too late. But that is a wonderful ball that is so well timed to Darwin Núñez. And what a finish it is. This man is in a fine vein of form. Hot off the heels of his 2 goals in the Champions League, he's brought that form back to the Premier League. Well, my initial thought was to try and play the ball through to Kubo, but he dummied his run. And in the end, Darwin Núñez was able to escape the clutches of the centre-backs and rifle home a strike that gets us back into this game. And as you can see, with that goal, momentum back in our favour. I'm making a triple change here. Can we try and see if we can get ourselves back in this game? Alexis McAllister, though, skips away from one challenge. Kubo feeds it into Connor Bradley, tries to dink it over. I was looking for the run of Kubo, but instead he went for Darwin Núñez. Goalkeeper hacks it clear, looking for the left winger Martinelli. It's well won, though, by Connor Bradley, who's doing a really good job deputising for the injured Trent Alexander-Arnold. It feeds into Jota, though, who takes on the strike. On as a substitute, fresh legs, got away from the defence, but couldn't get away from the goalkeeper. And now with James Ward-Prowse, the set-piece specialist, on, he's going to be the man to take the corner here. He's going to fling this one into the box, looking for the header Jota. It comes back out to Konate, his chance to make amends. My goodness, that was the strike of a defender. Alexis McAllister once again picks it up in the centre of the park, feeds in Connor Bradley. Connor Bradley, though, goes past one, looks to feed a ball into Darwin Núñez, does feed a ball into him. Darwin Núñez! Oh, he's done it! This man is absolutely unstoppable at the moment. He got away from the defenders yet again, and that is the best goal of the game. From 2-0 down, the character, the heart, the determination that this team is showing. We've got ourselves back on level terms. Connor Bradley once again is involved, threaded a lovely ball through to that man, Darwin Núñez, and in the form he's in, he's not going to miss from there. Look at the tight angle. Fabulous finish, 2-2. And now with 10 minutes left remaining on the clock, this game is absolutely anyone's to win. The momentum is on our side, but it's Arsenal who are coming forward. Connor Bradley has it, plays it central into that man, James Ward-Prowse. He looks across to the left-hand side. Gutierrez, the left-back, to bring it forward. He's looking for a run forward. He finds a run forward of Diogo Jota. Jota's in here. Jota all the way into the box. Jota goes forward. What a save from the goalkeeper. It falls to Kubo, who tries to play it back into Darwin Núñez. It's blocked by the defenders. My goodness, what a game we've got in our hands. Arsenal have got the throw. Saka on the right-hand side. We're into stoppage time here. End-to-end stuff here. It's won by James Ward-Prowse. He's picked it up yet again. My strikers looking to try and get themselves back on side. It's fed into Darwin Núñez. This is going to be the last chance of the game. Darwin Núñez, all the way in the box he goes. Darwin Núñez just couldn't get the shot away. The defender just about managed to claw himself back. And in the end, after a disappointing opening 60 minutes, somehow we come away from this game scratching our heads as to how we haven't picked up the 3 points as it finishes here at Anfield. 2-2. 6 games in, though, to our Premier League campaign so far, and we've certainly started off this season in better form than we did the last. After that disappointing opening day defeat, we've got on a tremendous run of form. We find ourselves in second place, just 2 points off the leaders, Spurs. However, with James Ward-Prowse failing to recapture that fine form of last season and Dominic Szoboszlai really not showing at the moment that he has that something special, plus with the likes of Curtis Jones and Ryan Gravenberch really not showing that they are at the required level to be the long-term partner to Alexis McAllister, I'm putting my faith in my top scout Owen Hodgson to try and see if he can find our very next central midfielder. And you know what? Looking at this man, Ronnie Field, he may well have just done it. The young man, just 17 years of age, already has an overall value of 850. And with his rating already at 63 and having a potential rating of 90, have Liverpool Football Club found the future Steven Gerrard? And so with me not wanting him to languish in the youth academy, I've already decided to promote him to the senior team. And with me wanting to fulfill the promise that I made at the very beginning of this career mode in giving youth players the chance, I am going to give him the chance and I'm going to throw him into the deep end straight away as he's about to make his Champions League debut here at Anfield. And of course, he's one of a couple of different changes here to my usual starting 11. Kwanzaa and Melvin Bard both come in at the back. This man, Field, will partner Alexis McAllister, at least he's got an experienced head next to him. As you can see, Anthony Gordon will get his chance to try and stake a claim back in the starting 11. Victor Boniface also comes back in to partner the man at the moment, Darwin Núñez, up front. So here we go then, a big game under the lights and an absolutely huge moment in the career of this 17-year-old Ronnie Field. He gets his first touch of the ball. It's a decent short pass, and hopefully that will give him a little bit of confidence. Victor Boniface, though, out to that man Anthony Gordon now, feeds it into Darwin Núñez on his head. I think Darwin Núñez had just strayed offside, but his header went wide anyway. Amar being hunted down by Field, showing energy, that youthful spark that I was hoping he would inject into my midfield. Aymar, though, out to Arezzo. Field continuing to run. Ahmad picks it up, though. It's Melvin Bard, though, who tries to put the challenge in, does put the challenge in. The left back, though, with the help of this man, Ronnie Field, picks up the ball in the centre of the park, and Ronnie Field is going in alone here. He's looking for the run of Gordon. He finds the run of Gordon. It's a good ball. One Englishman to another. Gordon tries to shape it up, to lift it in on his right. Does. Looking for Darwin Núñez. Heads it down, straight down the pipe into the arms of the goalkeeper. Onikiyola. Lovely ball over to Ahmad on the right-hand side, who's unmarked. Melvin Bard nowhere to be seen. Ball thrown into the box. Kwanzaa heads it clear, but Osasuna is still trying to bring this one forward with Ahmad. Back into Aymar. Aymar, this time over to the back post, is headed away by Connor Bradley for a corner. Osasuna demonstrating that they've got absolutely no fear here in this game, and neither does this man, Ronnie Field, because he's taking the game by storm. A lovely ball into Darwin Núñez, lines up the strike from distance, deflected off the defender, corner. Going to be Kubo, though, who's going to take the resulting corner, and he's going to fire it into the box. Looking for Darwin Núñez with the head, floated over the bar. Onikiyola is blocked off by Alexis McAllister. Good defending. Connor Bradley finds Ronnie Field in space. Field plays it back into his midfield partner, Alexis McAllister. Could this be the midfield of the future as the Argentinian drives his way forward? My goodness, having that extra body, that extra bit of energy in the middle of the park is allowing Alexis McAllister to get forward and almost find the back of the net here for the first time this season in the Champions League. Kyle Tomori back into that man Field, heavily involved so far, plays it out to Alexis McAllister, who feeds in Takefusa Kubo, tries to skip past one challenge, does skip past one, feeds it into Victor Boniface, the big man up front, surely to apply the finish. Yes, he does, and Liverpool take a deserved lead here. This man Victor Boniface has gone under the radar a little bit at the beginning of season 3, but he's made sure to bring himself right back into the equation here after a lovely ball through from Kubo. He timed his run perfectly, and the finish was even better. 1-0 here, Liverpool. It was the perfect way to end the first half. It totally changed the dynamic of the team talks heading into the beginning of the second. But as you can see, at the beginning of the second, it's the Spanish side who are in the ascendancy. They've had complete control. We can't seem to get the ball off them here. Playing some really good football. Aymar trying to find his way past my defence. Instead, plays it into Hugo Duro, who picks it up. Nice little ball out to Benito on the left-hand side. He lines up the strike. Straight into the arms of Alisson though. Kwanzaa. Oh, that's a wonderful pass out to Anthony Gordon, who tries now to feed it over the top into that man Victor Boniface. Heads it down. Has the momentum in the attack slightly been snuffed out here as the ball has slowed down. Victor Boniface though manages to get past one. Looks to get past two. Doesn't. Good piece of defending. Plays into Field. Field into Alexis McAllister. The Argentinian looks to line up the strike from distance. That is absolutely outstanding from the central midfielder. And oh my goodness, he's absolutely loving the licence to get forward. Well, having the energy in the middle of the park from Ronnie Field to just sweep up behind him. Alexis McAllister, not for the first time this episode, has absolutely run riot here in the Champions League with a lovely finish. Absolutely outstanding screamer from the edge of the box. We double our lead. 2-0. And Ronnie Field wins the ball yet again in the centre of the park. This man is having an absolutely outstanding debut. Victor Boniface back into that man Field, and now he's sensing his opportunity to try and get on the score sheet here. He sees Alexis McAllister has done it. He wants to take it on himself. His shot is blocked though, but he gets a corner. Oh my goodness, youth and exuberance are running through the veins of Ronnie Field as he took on a strike yet again from distance. This time it's saved by the goalkeeper. Hugo Duro manages to get past one challenge, doesn't get past the challenge of Fikayo Tomori though, standing strong. Feeds it into that man Ronnie Field, turns again, feeds a ball out to Anthony Gordon on the left hand side. The Englishman tries to feed it into Darwin Núñez, does feed it into Darwin Núñez, looks for Victor Boniface. Victor Boniface, the run dummied of Anthony Gordon was enough to give that man Victor Boniface a little bit of space on the edge of the box. But the crowd have their heads in their hands as he just drilled that one quite a bit wide. Tomori. Short into Field, took that one well. It's absolutely beautiful from the young man. He's got the technique to skip away from 1 and 2. This man is full of confidence. It's an absolutely outstanding performance from the debutant. Victor Boniface with the strike. He was so close to getting an assist as well. Well, the referee calls time on a wonderful performance here in front of the home crowd. Liverpool get their second Champions League victory on the bounce, and including an absolute wonder strike from that man as it finishes here at full time 2-0. The biggest talking point though has to be the performance of this man, Ronnie Field. Not phased one bit on his Champions League debut. An absolutely outstanding 8.9 rated performance. Have Liverpool Football Club gone and found themselves the very next Steven Gerrard? But that is going to be that for the end of today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.